So the American Cancer Society is really one of the most powerful shaping forces for research and education and patient support services in the country, and we're really grateful for all of their support. And we now know cancer
is not a single disease. It's
many diseases,
hundreds
to thousands of
diseases.
The most complicated of all human diseases.
Strategically planning and merging our data and collaborating, that is the way we're going to get to the finish line faster.
We're probably the only place in the country that has 10 schools working on cancer, all of which are in the top 10 in the country.
Such a concentration of thought leaders.
Our influence extends countrywide as well as worldwide.
My colleagues down the hallway with whom I consult on individual patient cases are also those individuals with whom I have the privilege of sitting on national panels.
We will be one of the leading institutions in the entire country in cancer research.
I'm surrounded by colleagues that are widely read, not just by investigators here in the United States, but around the world.
It's because Michigan has done so much amazing work in so many different fields.
Cancer biology and cancer genetics.
Cancer immune cell function.
Precision medicine.
Better approaches to surgery.
Cancer prevention.
Better approaches to radiation treatment.
The basic science department.
Of engineering technologies.
More advanced screening modalities.
Developmental therapeutics.
Everything's converging. Physics, math, biology.
The greatest discoveries
chemistry.
come from the boundaries between the established disciplines.
There's never been a more exciting time in the development of new cancer treatments.
It's all just come together in this perfect storm, and we all feel it.
The University of Michigan is one of the preeminent institutions in the world at generating new knowledge about the origins of cancer.
Here's an example.
One of the really major findings is that there are more people with genetic predisposition to cancer than we had previously anticipated.
In Cancer versus Humankind, cancer has been winning forever, but the tide is turning.
The most exciting thing that's come out of my lab in the last year or two has been this realization that there are actually very few cells in the tumor, in most Ewing sarcoma tumors, that will spread.
There are those eureka moments, that thrill of discovery.
And we're learning how to identify the cells that do spread.
When you get them, they are really exciting.
And what we've learned is that cells flip back and forth between these two states, and cells that were quite happily where they were now move, and then other cells can be switched back. And understanding how these cells switch back and forth is providing us with new opportunities to tackle metastatic disease. These discoveries will lead to changes in therapy that will impact on patients. Of that, I am absolutely convinced.
I've never been so excited about the developments that have the potential to revolutionize treatments of cancer. There are really three areas that are coming together now. The first is the area of precision medicine. The University of Michigan was the first cancer center in the country that began the area of precision medicine.
We are really on the forefront of precision medicine.
Killing a fly with an atomic bomb, that's sort of the traditional chemotherapy approach. It just takes out everything in its path. It takes out the fly, which is great, but it takes out everything in its path.
Michigan's huge contribution to precision care might sound nuanced to some, unless you're the one looking at having to go through chemo or radiation. Then suddenly, it's a big, big deal.
Well, the work that's been done with the Human Genome Research Project has really blown things wide open.
We're interested in really targeting just the tumor cells, just that fly.
We're actually able to now do clinical genetic testing for several dozen different genetic predisposition syndromes.
And we're actually getting to the point where we can look at who we might be able to spare from some of the toxicities of having all of those treatments, who might actually be able to get away, for example, without requiring radiation treatment.
You could actually come in and have genetic testing that would tell you whether or not you carry an alteration that's associated with a 70 to 80% lifetime risk for colon cancer.
And getting to bring those insights directly to patients really makes me love my job.
Go Blue means go team. Go team means we believe in each other. That matters when you're radically changing the entire world's approach to cancer.
The second great breakthrough is the realization that not all cancer cells are the same.
The University of Michigan really broke the mold that all cancer cells were equivalent.
We discovered that only a small percentage of cells in cancers are the seeds of the cancer, and these are what cause recurrence and ultimately metastasis.
And that was a market change for the field, and it suggested that our approaches needed to not only perhaps destroy the bulk of the tumor cells, but they needed to actually seek out and destroy these cancer stem cells or cancer-initiating cells.
And so we have to develop specific therapies that can target the cancer stem cell. We're at the leading edge of being able to develop these therapies. The third area is the area of cancer immunology.
I mean, the immunotherapy is just blowing our minds.
The newer forms of immunotherapy make use of the patient's own immune system as a weapon against cancer, and the response rates have been stunning. In fact, we hadn't seen this kind of transformation in care for these really vulnerable high-risk patients in many, many decades.
Cannot believe the incredible success that we're seeing in some patients. Now the big question is, why not everybody?
What the University of Michigan's uniqueness is that its tremendous breadth, its tremendous depth across the cancer research continuum will allow us to take some of the great findings that have been generated and learn how to have even greater successes.
We feel when we can put these areas together, we'll be the first cancer center anywhere in the world to successfully combine these approaches of immune therapy, cancer stem cell therapy, and targeted therapy.
The University of Michigan is one of the truly great research universities of the world.
And we all really believe, truly, that in our lifetimes we are going to see dramatic changes in how we treat cancer. We're already seeing it.
The American Cancer Society is among one of our most important and obviously long-standing partners, and they've really been the critical foundation that our research enterprise is built on.
The support of the American Cancer Society has a wide-reaching and enduring impact on the entire institution.
They lay the groundwork by the support they provide to trainees and to junior faculty.
By funding selected scholars with their various grant mechanisms, what the American Cancer Society does is it facilitates research on a much broader level.
That critical foundation is really what allows us to build on top of and to garner more support to do even more innovative things.
I wouldn't be one of the integral members of this team had it not been for the American Cancer Society Award providing me with the protected time and resources necessary to engage.
So I think the American Cancer Society has really been that foundation for us, and it's been absolutely pivotal.